What's up, fake? Oh, hold on. I can't see. Let me turn my screen up. What's up, Fifi? What's up, Leah? So, I thought I would come on here and say a few things. Because, while I was gone, I saw people was concerned about my friend that passed away and her children. And amongst other things, even before I left for a minute, there was people worried about that. So, I'm here to tell you what you should be worried about. Because I'll tell you one thing, before I left, I made an apology to Leo. My apology was strictly about what I said concerning her son. But what had me so enraged was the fact that she was using my dead friend as a way to come at me. Now that that's out the way, hey Tessie. Now, worried about my friend. Well, there's no more worries. She's dead in the ground. She's gone. Worried about that, that's you wasting your worries. But what you should be worried about, what I would like for you to respond to, answer to, be concerned about, and worry about is, why haven't you answered why you can't have no more foster kids? Why won't you be concerned and worried about the fact that you had someone pass away in your care? I have a question, because I was looking at some things. When you're a foster parent and a child passes away, is that your obligation? Because if you're a foster parent, does the child not belong to the state? Yes or no in the chat. If you're a foster parent, does the child belong to you or the state? And I ain't saying adoptive parent. I'm saying foster parent. If it's a foster child, who does the child belong to? Thank you, the state. So, would it be said, hey, Miss Kip, would it be said foster parents' responsibility to pay for a funeral service of a foster child that passed away in their care, or would that be something that the state would pay for? Because I've been on the phone today. Oh, yes. Answer me that, chat. Would you need to pay for the child's funeral, or would the state pay for it? You think the state? I think so too. So that leads me to say that you, white mouth, you've been scamming for a long time, haven't you, bitch? In my spillet boy voice, haven't you, bitch? You've been scamming for a minute, because I looked into some things. And in the state of Texas, if a child is a foster child, they are a ward of the state. So when they pass away, if their parents are still living, if they're not an orphan, they can look into help and pay for a funeral, but the state will cover it, right or wrong. And also, I heard you've been giving kids back for years. They were too much to deal with. They were this and that. They were a pain in your side and a pain in your ass, and you give them back. But when one passes away, you mean to tell me you're going to pay for the funeral? But you mean to tell me you'll deal with funeral services and all that stuff, but you won't even deal with a child that's going through your stuff, and you give them back to the state? So you're telling me that the state wouldn't cover that child's funeral? So when you collected the funds, and James, he was your friend at the time, and Nika, they all helped you collect money, because you had everybody under the impression that you had to pay for his funeral. Well, I don't know how it goes in Baltimore, but here, the state pays for the funeral, sweetie, not the foster parent. It's not the obligation of the foster parent. As a matter of fact, once the child dies, the body is going to the coroner and going to the funeral home. You have no parts of that. You don't have to pay for that. The state pays for that. Are you kidding? So you've been scamming a long time, haven't you, bitch? So I want you to worry about, before you get concerned and ask questions about my friend who was an adult that passed away due to a health complication, I want you to answer why you needed to collect money to pay for a funeral that you were not responsible for. I also need you to answer why a 20-something-year-old man doesn't know how to tuck his own dick inside of a pair of shorts. You do realize that he could have wore underwear with the pee and then some boxer briefs on top. You didn't have to have access to his dick, but how is it that he's not 5 and he doesn't know how to put his dick inside of some compression shorts? Can we get an answer to that? Can we get an answer to why you no longer are allowed to have children and foster them and live off of those children when they asking for sandwiches, and that's probably all you fed them, and they're asking for sandwiches and they had to get smacked in the head because they asked for a sandwich? These are questions we need answers to. Can you answer the question? Because, see, you made a video titled White Lines, as if I'm over here snorting white lines like the girl you over there kicking it with. Could you tell me, how much money did you owe the dope man? Why is it that you, the rich bitch, owe the dope man so much money that you had to change clothes and go? You had to change your whole location. You had to move? How much did you owe? It ain't that much weed. I mean, was you kingpin around here buying pounds and pounds of kush for weed? I think not. I don't think so, buddy. Why is it that you had a knock at your door and your son, who bends you over, was there alone, scared, shaking in his boots, and then you, when you got home and you couldn't be Captain Save a Hoe because you are the hoe that needs to be saved, you decided you had to pick up and move immediately. And not only that, but you had to make schedules and shit to meet at the house and get all y'all shit out. Did you leave a lot of shit there? Were you that scared? How much, while we talking about white lines over there, how much did you owe the dope man? To where you had to change how much did you owe the dope man to where he had to knock at your door and threaten you in the first place? Then secondly, you changed locations. How much did you owe him? Questions that need answers. How much did you owe the dope man? How much did you collect for the funeral that you didn't have to pay for? I want to know. I just want to know. How much money did your friend Slinky Neck pocket off of Lala? Questions that deserve answers. Definitely. Then, don't think that we didn't realize that you try to get punk pussy and run the Patreon and talk shit about James over there. And you probably would still be behind the Patreon gates talking shit had Deanna not said that every time you go live on Patreon, she gonna post your shit on her community. So let's talk about that. Let's answer that. Why did you get punk pussy and go behind your Patreon to talk about James like that? Why did you sit in front of your son and his homeboys, not butt buddies, but homeboys, and announced that you weren't wearing any underwear. Why is that? Let's answer that. Let's find out why you were so upset because I said your mouth was white when it is. It's a whole lot of questions that need to be answered. And I'm going to tell everybody why this motherfucker can't stand me. He hates me. He absolutely hates me because I put a fumble in his plan. When he was trying to get, and it wasn't even about what he was doing to Tracy mainly, but that was a big part. But the problem I had was he was trying to do it by way of taking up for Joyce. And I know I'm going back, but he was trying to do it by way of taking up for Joyce when I know, definitely know that he can't stand Joyce. He never could stand Joyce. He never liked Joyce. So that right there gave me a sign that you was fake and fugazi, and I decided to back the fuck up and get the fuck away. And for whatever reason, you hate me because of that, and that's fine. But my friend, she gone. She ain't do nothing to you. But you know, it is what it is. You can't hurt me with my friend. But you can talk about it all you want. But what I would like for you to do is talk about that long list of things that I just named that have been being mentioned. How about you talk about that mass email that you sent out to Club Chat when Todd ran off on the plug? How about you answer that? How about you talk about how Todd wasn't even answering your phone calls? How about you answer to why you made it as if Todd was the guy, the connect to the Golden Nugget, and the Golden Nugget don't know shit about Todd? How about you answer that? How about you answer how that this shit was supposed to go down in April and it's still people like Net that you fucked over and didn't give their money back? How about you answer those things? How about you answer why Todd had you shook? How about you answer how Miss Perspective Pat did a whole video documenting and showing that Todd is fake and fugazi, and he's actually been in trouble before for these timeshare pyramid schemes, and that you vouched so much for him, but you didn't even trust him at some point because he wouldn't even answer your phone calls, and you try to blame it on everybody on YouTube. But if Todd is a businessman and he's strictly about his money, he shouldn't even know shit about this YouTube shit. This shit shouldn't affect him. It should mean nothing, and he shouldn't know about it unless you told him. A scammer loves another scammer. So what happened with Todd? Why can't you have any more kids? What happened with the money? Thank you, sis, for becoming a member. What happened? Why is it that you were responsible for burying a foster kid that didn't belong to you but belonged to the state? You wasn't. So why did you collect money for that? So you've been scamming for a long time, my friend. A long time. We want to know why a grown man needs to know and have instructions in your hands to help him tuck his dick and some compression shorts. We want to know why people know that you've discussed that Tim has a big penis. We want to know why you was asking somebody that's supposed to be your son about his sex life with another woman who is a woman you introduced him to. That's what we want to know. What's the problem, child? We want those questions answered. So before you want to say anything else about, and then I don't want to hear nothing about my friend because you got dead bodies all around you. I don't want to hear shit about no motherfucking drugs, bitch, because you ran off on the drug man and moved away, and you owe the drug man, and I want to know who the fuck the drug man is. Maybe I can help him find you, bitch. It's a whole lot of questions I got that I need you to answer. And don't none of those concern my friend. My friend, not Billie Jean's mommy. It don't concern mommy or Nay. So we want to know these questions. So let's go over these questions again. First and foremost, we're going to ask this one more time for the people that just came in. When you are a foster parent, does that child belong to you or the state? Child belongs to the state. If said child is in the foster parent's care and the said child passes away, if the child belongs to the state, whose responsibility Would it be to make sure that that child is buried? Would it be the foster parent or the state? Ding, 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 it's the state. So why did you collect money to bury that baby that you wasn't responsible to bury? Exactly, Yolanda. State, you are not responsible unless you adopt. It's a difference between you and Spill It Boy, honey. If God forbid, and I'm happy that those boys are alive and kicking, but if something would have happened to one of his babies, he would be responsible, which is why he still pays child support. You have no child support because you have no children. And I've already said it. Yeah, I already know that it's probably you probably behind CPS being called on me, but it did not prevail. It didn't prevail. It didn't work. And then you could do it again. You could send somebody to do it again. It won't work again. So, you took that money. You've been scamming since you've been scamming. Everybody already exposed these whole Vegas trip scams. And why, girl, Sephora, he ain't adopted because he didn't want them. He just wanted to foster them, and he only wanted them as teenagers. James said that. And why did you only want kids as teenagers? Because you didn't want to put up with the children. You just wanted a check. You use foster kids as a lick. Can I get some likes, please, you guys? Because I'm really out here trying to put it all out on the line. I appreciate a couple of likes. Y'all already know what it is. Hit the like button, hit the cash out. One's cheaper. I will take either or. But, shut up, Billie Jean, you bitch. But, yeah, so it's the state's responsibility to bury the child. You collected money. You didn't need to bury that child. You probably got liposuction with it. Why? That's another question. Why did you get lipo and you're still out of shape? And why did you not get Bosley instead? And why don't you fucking ever go to the barbershop? Like, you need to, all you doing is having a bald head. You can't learn how to shave your own fucking head. Probably not, because that hoe probably bumpy than a motherfucker, because your face bumpy than E motherfucker. You got more motherfucking gray hairs than my motherfucking daddy. You look older than my dad. I will post my parents again on my community wall. I don't give a fuck about no doxing. Y'all done seen everything. Y'all done heard everything. Bitch done gone to jail. Bitch done had a felony. Bitch done did it. Y'all already know everything about me. So a dox, I don't give a fuck. You talk about my dead friend, don't give a fuck, because I'm just gonna come back and I'm just going to, in the words of my brother, read you with the facts of your life, bitch. Why do you look like you're 70? Why do you think that you're lonely? You're lonely because you're a whore. Nobody wants a person that doesn't have any couth, no class about themselves. Talks about how you get fucked up your ass. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. You won't get no offers like that. The hottest thing you got smoking was Food Junkie, and you fucked that up. Remember you were saying, oh, nah, remember that? Make you want to throw up in your mouth. So, why couldn't Tim tuck himself? Why did you comment on the size of Tim's penis? Why did you take them people money to bury that baby when you wasn't responsible for burying that baby? Why did you get liposuction and you're still bad built? Why do you look like you're 70? What else? What else? Nah, he ain't no, yeah, 38. Fucking shameless. Could y'all imagine? This guy is 6 years older than me. 6 years older than me. Am I lying? Is this the Twilight Zone? No fucking way. No, but look at all this. You hate it. You hate it. And then for me to be such a drug addict, such a this, such a that, when I fell asleep, all you hoes was taking up for me. Every last one of them, including you, Sean Bradley. You was on my line. Y'all was blowing me up while I was the fuck out sleep. And when I talked to, next morning when I got up, the first motherfucker I talked to was you, Sean Bradley. Y'all had my back. As long as I was taking up for you. But now all of a sudden I'm this and that. And CPS being called and all that. Girl, get the fuck. Okay? I look your age out there. Oh, thank you. Don't you dare forget it. Don't you dare forget it. And I ain't never had liposuction. If I had liposuction, I'd be built. I'd be making these stallion around this hoe. You had liposuction, you still bad built. You stole money, you been stealing money forever. Forever, you been stealing money. Like, look at y'all. Look at you. Pure trash. Pure trash. Yes, Ned. We'll have to have a conversation in May. Early May. Like, while I was on my YouTube break, they was called on me. Absolutely. And it was a video show, and they was trying to say that I curse around my children. And my case, and the caseworker that opened and shut it thought it was hilarious and laughable. And it was also reported that I pop pills, which I just gave my caseworker my prescription. So that was open and shut. And in Texas, they don't take your children for marijuana. Absolutely. Early May, yes. Yes, Ned. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And it's only one person that don't like me that knows my full name. And I'll let that sink in. But yeah. And that's why I've been saying all my lives, do it again. Do it again, because I ain't gonna stop getting on my kids' ass. If I use a curse word while I'm doing it, oh the fuck well. I'm not gonna stop getting in y'all motherfucking ass if you fucking say something to me. And my kids is with me 24/7. So if they hear a motherfucking cuss word, so motherfucking be it. My children are wonderful. They are being raised just fine. They don't want for a bitch ass thing. They don't want for nothing. I've been over backwards and they call me a ghetto broke bitch, but I'll be that because I stay broke behind mine. And I guarantee you, me and mine living better than a whole lot of these hoes. I know for a fact we living better than a bunch of these hoes because we see our house. Y'all please hit the like button or the cash app, either or. One cheaper. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't give a fuck about that, y'all. Don't even feel a way about that. Don't even feel a way about that. Absolutely, opening. You already know, sis. You know, sis. Open and shut. And you can do it again because now they already privy to what's going on. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I was that bitch that was on here. You know, I was pissing my people off saying y'all don't call CPS on fire. I was pissing my people off saying I don't like the CPS being called on Rita. But that's just how I feel. But you hoes can call on me. I don't give a fuck because we seen all the hints that them hoes are dropping. Well, we see why nobody's calling CPS on her because I motherfucking cuss. So the fuck what? Y'all hoes act like y'all mama ain't never cuss y'all. Y'all hoes act like y'all granny ain't never cuss y'all. Like y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. My CPS caseworker was actually you have two. The first one you have is the one that initially comes and speaks to you, and then they introduce you to the person that's going to investigate, and then they basically told me it'd be shut in 30 days. It was shut in 20. But the one that introduced me to the caseworker, the first guy, it was a white man. And he told me that he used to get his ass whooped with switches. Like, he thought the shit was laughable. And then somebody even had the nerve to send in the video saying, the 2-3 minute video where I went in on Leo for speaking about my dead friend. And saying my kids was in the car. I mean, they weren't in harm's way. They heard some cuss words. So the fuck what? What's up, beautiful light? How you doing, sweetheart? Better you do it than the jails do it. I know that's right, Yolanda. I know that's motherfucking right. I know that's motherfucking right. So I'm just going to need motherfuckers to worry about shit that matters. I need you to answer to some shit that matters. I need you to answer to why is it that you've been scamming forever. I need you to answer to why the fact that you didn't fucking give Net her money back. Yeah, I said it. Answer to, you know what I'm saying, this whole Raphael shit. I know some people think that Sean has something to do with it. I don't give a fuck. All I feel like is I don't appreciate Raphael playing. And he has cerebral palsy. My daughter got cerebral palsy. He's in a wheelchair, so the fuck is my daughter. I don't think that my daughter, y'all see Riri all the time. I don't treat her no different than I treat my other children. She's a normal child. I get on her ass the same way I get on Nunu's. She has the same rules and regulations Nunu has. She has chores just like Nunu and Nene have. Now hers may be a little easier because she's not as mobile as them, but she still has them. She still has expectations that I expect her to meet, cerebral palsy or not. And that's why I have that's why I feel like Wally is inspiration, because my baby, she got her little cross eye. Y'all make fun of Wally, I don't care shit. I be fucking with my baby. Look Look this way, mama. I be fucking with her, you know, but she has cerebral palsy. She is limited on her mobility, but her brain, there is no limit to it. And let me tell you something. That little girl, she be getting over just like Raphael. Let me tell you what Riri would do. Riri will send Jace. Y'all know Jace is my 2-year-old. I will sit up and listen to Riri whisper and tell Jace, go in there and get this. Some shit that he ain't supposed to get. And then as he's going to get it, and he gets it, and I'll get up and I'll make some noise just so they'll know she'll come down the hall and try to beat me for coming back there and snitch on Jace after I just heard her whisper to him to go do what she's snitching about. So I know, hey, so blessed, I know just because you're physically handicapped, it don't necessarily mean there's nothing wrong with your brain. She's very sharp. Very, very sharp. And that's why I don't appreciate him playing with his cerebral palsy to try to pull on people's heartstrings. And, you know, you bought a new dresser and all of this stuff, and you wasn't even owed the money. That's ridiculous. Like, if you was really that type of person, like, if you would have needed something, if you needed leg braces back, because I know, I'm going to tell y'all something. That's my boyfriend calling. He probably going to call back again. If a person has cerebral palsy, it's a lot of stuff that I have to purchase for my daughter. It's a lot of things insurance covers as well. But if you want certain, bad, I had to answer because this nigga would have kept calling. But I know it's things that they need and stuff like that. But a dresser, that ain't a priority. Now, if you would have needed a knee brace, a leg brace, things like that, but you doing this and you buying new furniture, I don't appreciate playing on that to hey, Miss Bazaar, I don't see you in here, but hey, girl, I don't appreciate, you know, people playing on that and trying to garner sympathy and scamming people. But I've already laid out what questions the fuck I feel like I need answered before you can even double back and try to talk about what the fuck happened to my friend or what's going on with my friend who's dead in the ground. Before you could inquire about me being some type of addict, I want to know how much you owe the dope man. Because there's a whole lot of shit that been thrown there. And you really deflecting, bitch. And I ain't the one. Just because I'm a smaller YouTuber, you won't use me to deflect away from your ass whooping you been getting all around the fuck YouTube for the past couple of days, bitch. You won't. Not the fuck at all, you won't. Not with me. Because whenever I have time, I'll come back on and just ask these same motherfucking questions. But that's something for y'all to motherfucking think about. When a foster child when it's a foster child, they are belonging to the state while they're a foster child. And you, as the foster parent, are not the one that's responsible to bury said child if they happen to pass away in your care. That is the responsibility of the state. And you collected money to bury a baby that you wasn't even responsible to bury, and you didn't want those kids, and you was giving them back, which means that you did not pay to bury that fucking baby. I'm finna go. I'm finna call my man back. Y'all quit fucking around and playing with this cerebral palsy shit, because my baby got it and I don't appreciate it, and it is very expensive, and you could be buying a whole lot of other things other than a dresser. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Good night.